you
It's
fucking kidding me?
It's time, baby.
Are you serious? Good morning, Detroit! Oh my God! What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here! 1-6 and now 7-7. Suck my dick! Are you serious? Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
How you doing,
Man,
buddy?
feels good. Victory Sunday carries over to Victory Monday, baby. The Lions would not have won that game early in the year. There was various points of that game. I was extremely nervous and frustrated. But the brand new Lions, this version of the Lions, win that game. And you saw it play out that way. The clock management, the talk was about Robert Saleh this week.
Oh my God. The Detroit Lions take down the New York Jets on the road 20-17 in what was an ugly game. What was the definition of a gritty game. And what was a culmination of a year and 3 quarters of, grit, determination, right? There's a plan. There's a plan in place, building a football team. You are somehow 7-7 after week 15 in a season where you started 1-6. Are you serious? It wasn't the best game. The Lions maybe played a C game overall. Maybe C plus.
I think it's friendly to say C. Maybe C
It
minus.
was an ugly game, not because the Lions, for example, were just awful. They weren't. They actually played good. But they went up against a very, very stingy defense.
Top 3.
And you knew what was going to happen going in.
Yeah.
And they found a way to get one offensive touchdown, multiple sacks, 10 quarterback hits, a special teams touchdown. They were able to get 2 field goals and 20 points yesterday. Wasn't enough to get the job done on the road against another team that was fighting for their playoff spot, who knew going into that game they needed to win, because if they didn't and the Chargers took care of business, well, things wouldn't look great for them. You know what the Lions did? They strolled into MetLife. They strolled into New York, and they absolutely beat the Jets at their own game. It was the Lions' defense that made the plays. It was the Lions' offense when you needed it most. It was Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and the offense that drew up a play that, yes, ended in 7. That was unbelievable. But if you actually rewatch the play, it was scripted for that exact moment. 57, the linebacker for the Jets. That's the one play I want to talk about right now. 57, your job with 57 as an offense was to get him to move to his left. And he did. Brock Wright came underneath. The rest is history.
It was supposed to get first down.
Because St. Brown was in motion, running hard. It was 4th and inches. Everybody in the building expected a jet sweep or a run. It's inches. Maybe a quarterback sneak. Nah, fuck that. We're going to throw the football. I love it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You are 7-7 after a 1-6 start. Who would have thought? Who could have imagined? Happy Monday. Happy Victory Monday to every single one of you. I am so happy for all of you, Jeff. I'm happy for you too. Holy God. What a beautiful Monday morning. There's no better way to start a Monday morning than with this beautiful thing. With Jeff. Oh, God. I enjoyed myself yesterday, Jeff. I didn't tweet the whole game, actually, by the way. I usually do. But that was a game. That was intense. That was tough. Every possession mattered. Every decision mattered. And it's nice that on a Monday, it's New York media that's going to be talking about their head coach and the decisions he did or didn't make. And meanwhile, in Detroit, you control your destiny almost. Because likely the Seahawks will lose to the Chiefs. because likely the Giants and the Commanders still have a loss, maybe even 2 left on their schedule this year. You handle business. Detroit, you're going to have some postseason football.
Think about that. In a season where you started 1-6. And this is the benefit of clicking on all 3 phases of your football team. Like, unlike early in the year when it was just your offense, now you have a defense that showed up to play on the road. I get it was against Zach Wilson, but that doesn't take anything away. You still showed up to play. They got pressures. James Houston, another sack. Romeo Okora, welcome back. 2 sacks. John Kaminsky, a sack. The defense showed up. I know Badgley missed that kick late in the game as well, but still made some key kicks. You have your offense when you needed them. They made a play at the end of the game to win it. Brock Wright. When you're clicking like the Lions are in all 3 phases, all 3 levels of your football team, things like this happen. Special teams. Khalif Raymond returns the punt for a touchdown. He got close so many times this year. He finally did it. I'm telling you, this is the benefit. The Lions, nobody wants to play them right now. That's a fact. Nobody does. At home, on the road, in the backyard. Nobody wants to play them.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
The defense was suffocating. And now the secondary gave up a lot of big plays. There was a lot of 50-50 balls that went in the Jets' favor. But that defensive line, the Lions have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in, I believe, 6 games. You know what running backs were through that stretch? Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley.
Barky? Hey, Barky.
Sorry, the
okay.
cigar's hitting me a little bit. Dalvin Cook. Come on. For a defense that was last in the NFL in rushing yards. And by the way,
and
last 3 games, they're the number 1 rush defense in the NFL. The number 1 the last 3 games. Think about that for a second.
What are we
in
talking
front of
about
San
before
Francisco. That's all I'm saying. The stats are the stats.
What do we talk about before the season? If they could have a top 20, not even top 10, if they could have a top 20, hell, even top 22 defense, they'd be able to win 8-9 games. Because you know you have a potent offense. You know you're built in the trenches. You are built, Detroit, to go on the road. I promise you right now. I don't know if you make it. I don't know. I don't know who you would play. But between Minnesota, Dallas, and I want to say likely the Buccaneers, but none of us know at the moment. But let's just say for argument's sake, the Buccaneers. None of these teams want to play you.
No.
None of these teams. And you know what? This is unheard of. It hasn't happened since 1970 for a reason. To start 1-6, and you now essentially controlling your destiny. Not because mathematically it is in your hands. No, you still need teams to lose. But I think we all expect Seattle, Washington, and New York to still drop another game, maybe even 2.
Right.
You have Carolina, Chicago, and then Green Bay. And I'm not saying all these games are easy but you're the favorite for the next 2 weeks at least. Detroit, you're going to be the favorite against Carolina. You're going to be the favorite against Chicago. I can't believe what we've watched. It's 1-6 in one hand, and then it's 6-1 in the other. And we had this conversation all last week. Which one is it? Like, which one is it? And obviously we said we want it to be the latter, right? The 5-1 at the time, now 6-1. This is unbelievable. Take it in, soak it in. Hell, you want to smoke? Smoke. You want to drink? Drink. I don't care what you do this Monday morning. Hell, you can do a brick of Coke. I don't care. You want to OD? Be my guest. No. I wouldn't recommend it.
Don't do that.
I wouldn't recommend it. But if there was ever a day, fuck it, I'm going out the right way.
Okay. You might miss the Carolina game next week, but no, celebrate. I mean, you're watching December, tough,
I think I forgot to mention this.
Meaningful football in December for the first time since 2017? Lions fans enjoy this. And I talked about it on the pregame show yesterday. The Lions defense should treat Zach Wilson like he's Aaron Rodgers, like he's Tom Brady. Just because it's Zach Wilson doesn't mean a thing. and they showed up to play for the most part, at least that front seven. It was impressive, man. They clicked on. I know offense struggled, but they're not always going to look pretty. I know the stats come out. The most consecutive 25-plus point games in history for the Lions. That stuff doesn't mean anything. A win's a win. It doesn't tell you in the standings how you won. It just gives you a win.
Nobody cares.
You're 7-7.
Nobody cares.
You're 500, Adam.
Jeff, when they were
1-6,
was 1-6 a fair reflection of the talent they had and the way they had been playing on offense? No,
it wasn't.
It wasn't a fair reflection.
We echoed that many
and you
times.
know what? The NFL isn't fair. It isn't. But they stayed the course. They still have the confidence. And last I checked, I woke up this morning, Jeff.
Okay.
And the Lions are 7-7. I can't believe it. Wait, yes I can. Holy fuck! This feels great. This feels awesome. I love every second of this. This is fun.
Adam, isn't this fun? Winning games, trying to make the playoffs, but also having a top 5 pick that you don't have to earn. The Rams are earning it for us. You could make the playoffs and still have a top 5 pick. You know what? It's a lot to digest this morning. A lot of good things, a lot of great things.
I'm going to smoke my lungs out, and I'm not going to apologize to anybody. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Turn it off. Oh, my God. What a weekend. What a weekend in sports.
Man.
It was a great weekend all around. Fish, I know you enjoyed yourself. It was... That was what you wanted Sunday to be. And look, sometimes it's not about being right, but it's about understanding the moment. Right? It's more about understanding what's in front of you. Going into New York, I made it very clear this was going to be a tough game. This was going to be a game that you were going to struggle with. This was a game that if you could at least put up 20-21, you probably had a very good chance just because the Jets' offense is a mess. Since the Breece Hall injury, they are not the same offense they were in the early part of the year. And look, every team has to deal with injuries. How the Lions had to deal with it early on in the year. But the fact that they're 6-1, you don't win 6 of 7 games on accident. You don't win 6 of 7 games because, of luck. You don't win 6 of 7 games playing not good football. They're not turning the ball over. The coach has been better. The offensive coordinator has been special. Aaron Glenn has turned it around since they fired Aubrey Pleasant, and that's now back-to-back seasons. To Dan Campbell's credit, he's made tough leadership decisions. As a leader, your job is to make decisions where everybody in the room is saying, what the hell? And then in 3 months, everybody's like, yeah, that was the right decision. They did it last year with Anthony Lynn. And look, as much as we thought Aubrey Pleasant was maybe a scapegoat, you can't deny that since his firing, they're 6-1. I don't want to hear that he was a scapegoat anymore, or that was it was unfortunate. Clearly something was wrong, and they identified it. And one of the hardest things to do in the NFL, forget the NFL, in life, in business, anywhere, is to make tough decisions with people you care about, right? Nobody wants to break up with their girlfriend. Nobody wants to break up with their boyfriend. Hell, nobody wants to get a divorce. Sometimes you have to. The Lions have done that for 2 consecutive years now. They've owned up to their mistakes, and they're being rewarded for it. Last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown emerged. The offense was dynamic down the stretch. Jared Goff had one of his best 5-game stretches since 2018. And then that carried into next season. But it was the defense this time that was letting you down. It was the coaching decisions towards the end of games that was letting you down. And then they learned from it. And then they did a complete 180. And now they're 6-1. It's not about being surprised anymore. It's not about, is he the right coach? I'm not even interested in Dan Campbell talk for the moment at all.
No.
He has earned his keep. And to be 1-6, stay the course, not lose the locker room, and to start actually winning games goes a long fucking way with me.